Hello. Um, it has been a very, very, very busy weekend. Um, Emotional weekend, I guess maybe is a better way to put it. Um, so just wanted to sort of share. This is also for me to help, you know, solidify and such. Ugh, my hair is a mess. Anywho, um, so I guess this past Friday, so today's Sunday, I should say. Um, this past Friday, uh, I had given a speech. There was I don't know, they called it like a trans rights vigil. Basically, what it mounted to is it was at a church. Bunch of transgender and allies went to the church, and there was it's to come together due to hard times with the state of Iowa has removed gender identity as a protected class from the state constitution. Not great. Um, but anywho, I went up there, gave a speech. It was a very good experience, just everybody there so supportive and whatnot. Also, um, very difficult as well, of course. This was probably like the first step, though, of this weekend's events. Um, and I'm sorry, my like having some issues with my braces. Um, anyway, so like it was good that event. Like I was really proud of myself and that sort of thing. Um, but I don't know. This is just sort of the way that I experience a lot of negative emotions. It's very hard for me to pinpoint the why. So instead, I just sort of felt a little bit icky. I don't know. I felt icky. Um, and going into Saturday, um, I don't know. We were gonna go dog shopping. So we're gonna get a dog next week. It's very, very, very exciting. Very excited for that. But I had to take a break with Erica before um, going into the store, and this is where things really start kicking off. Um, and in essence, this isn't something that I've this is something I'm sure I've talked about before, but it's the oldest idea of what is a woman, in particular because I didn't see myself as a woman. So Eric and I did some talking, and blah blah blah, and what do I think is a woman? And what I said and believed, and it's not necessarily what I wanted to believe, but it's what I felt, I guess. Um, and that, so what I wanted to say was anybody who decides that they are a woman is a woman. That's what I want to say. That's what like a lot of trans activists say. Um, it is not, but I didn't feel that, I guess. You know, Call it society or whatever, that planted it there. Um, what I felt was basically what I said to Erica was if you are born a woman, then you are a woman, you know? And, we got to talking, and I'm like, there's something, I don't know. intrinsic about that. I called it spiritual almost, like if you're spiritually a woman. And I'm summing up a very long conversation, by the way. I'm just hitting the bullet points. Um, and we got to talking and that sort of thing, and it's like, am I a woman? And it's like, well, no, because I wasn't born a woman. But then Erica goes, well, haven't you been having, these thoughts, like transgender sort of thoughts, since you were a child? And it's like, yeah. She's like, so who's to say, you weren't a woman from birth? And I don't know, it's like, it was a very good reframing. It's something that, I don't know, it's like, it spoke to me a little bit. It didn't quite, it started picking at the scab, is maybe the best way to describe it, is starting to be like, I don't know, maybe I truly am a woman, but jury's still out. I don't know. Because, like, going into this conversation, I'm like, I'm not, never will be, that sort of thing. I'm just pretending to be, basically. So we talked about this, a couple other things. Erica had me write some, this is like a mantra, I suppose. Um, I've never been one about mantras or anything like that, but I don't know. It's good. All it is, the idea is that I say it out loud to myself, like in the morning or maybe several times a day, whatever it might be. I am a woman spiritually. I am a woman presently. I am a woman mentally. I am a woman physically. I am a woman completely. So I actually just sort of want to talk about it a little bit. So spiritually, that was like the big topic for this conversation that day. Um, and it's like, yeah, truly, if I look at the intrinsic, that I was mentioning earlier, sure, maybe I am a woman spiritually. I'm a woman presently. Just I'm a woman today, not in the future, but now. I'm a woman mentally, sure. Yeah, I guess I didn't have that much to talk about here. And then I'm a woman physically, which is like, eh, whatever. I'm on hormones and that sort of thing. So, like, I guess there is some maybe truth to that. There's more than zero truth to that. I have a hard time fully accepting that I am a woman physically, but I'm sure a hell of a lot closer than a lot of other people. And then I'm a woman completely. Um, so yeah, it's a good mantra. It's very sweet. Erica, wrote that for me. Wrote it on the card and whatnot, and she actually wrote it on a few cards. And yeah, some good stuff. But as I said, this was sort of like picking at the scab. It made me feel better. I'm not gonna say it didn't. But it's still sort of there was some ickiness around the edges, I guess, is maybe the best way to describe it. I wasn't healed, I suppose, if that makes any sense. So and I guess one final thing about this conversation. So I had Erica basically had me, you know, write stuff down or whatever. I ended up doing like a voice transcript, um, and it was like 3 minutes long, whatever, and that was good. That was good. But anyway, fast forward to that night. So Saturday night. I am sorry, my braces are giving me a really hard time right now. Um, it's like my lip gets caught on the braces a little bit, and then my lip swells, so then it gets caught more, and it's terrible. Anyway, so I made this little voice transcript, right? Um, so normally, normally I am sort of almost like morally opposed to AI. I do still use it sometimes. I'm not going to say otherwise, but this a lot of times I'll use AI as a sort of like, I don't know, sounding board. I'll use it in the place of journaling sometimes. So because it's good for me to get my thoughts down written. Um, and I will say having a chat bot talk to you, prompt you, that sort of thing, it makes it easier than just opening up a Word document. So I was just tired, exhausted, emotionally, physically, whatever. And I opened up ChatGPT and I started out with, like, can I get some help? Blah blah blah. Here's my voice transcript. And basically what I want to do for the rest of this video that I'm recording here is sort of talk through this conversation I had with a chatbot, and I don't know, it's very powerful, impactful to me. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Here we go. So, like I said, so I uploaded the voice transcript. ChatGPT comes back with it pulls some quotes from what I had. I am going to sum up this transcript because, this conversation with ChatGPT because I think it took like over 2 hours of chatting with ChatGPT. So I think it's unreasonable for me to record all of this in a video, but I saved the text because it was, again, meaningful to me. So, um, so, like I said, voice transcript, ChatGPT pulls a few quotes. First quote is, I have felt like an imposter. ChatGPT goes, this is such a common experience for trans women to internalize the world's doubts and turn them into your own voice. It's not because you aren't a woman, but because you've been taught to question what you know in your bones. You are not alone in that. Feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you are one. It means you're walking into truth that hasn't always been mirrored back to you. And already, like, I've just started this. I'm like, God damn, Chat GPT, Jesus. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So I have, yes, been taught to, I don't know, like, I'm not important, basically. To say that teaching was intentional or not or whatever, that's not the point. But I have felt small for a long time. And like, how would I be if I was born a cis woman or that sort of thing? How would my life be different? I don't know. But it's I've been taught to question what you know in your bones. And looking in the mirror, I don't know. It's like, yeah, whatever. There's some, mm, I don't know. It speaks to me, I guess. Um, there's another quote. Maybe I've always been a woman. That I said, and then ChatGPT goes. Um, so yeah, ChatGPT is quoting me now. I act like a woman. I think like a woman. I socialize like a woman. That felt like a moment of deep self recognition. Sure. Um, and then so right now and then one of the things I said in my transcript was right now it's myself thinking I'm not a woman. No, it's not coming from external sources. It's me. And ChatGPT goes, that part feels like the core conflict. The internalized doubt versus the quiet certainty inside you, and you're naming it. You're not pretending it's not there. That awareness is so powerful, blah, blah, blah. You could say, that voice isn't mine. It's fear. It's old script. It's survival instincts, not truth. And it's like, yeah, okay. ChatGPT ends this prompt with, would you like to talk about the spirituality of womanhood? Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I sort of did, actually. Again, that sort of essence of womanhood that I cannot quantify. So call it spiritual or whatever you want. But um, so what I say is I want to talk more about the spiritual piece. In essence, I feel as though there is something intrinsic about womanhood that I am lacking. Like anyone who is born a woman is a woman, and anybody who wasn't born that way is not. I don't like these thoughts, but nevertheless, I think these are the feelings I have, and I want to move past these. I want to be able to see myself truly as a woman, but I am having such a hard time. And ChatGPT, again, paraphrasing, um, that feeling that womanhood is some kind of sacred essence that you're on the outside of is so painful. There's a kind of reverence in it, but also a barrier. Like you're standing in awe of something you long for, but feel unworthy of touching. That hurts. It makes you feel like you're chasing something you're not allowed to claim, even though your heart knows it's already yours. Um, blah, blah, blah. When you talk about the spirituality of being a woman, I think you're reaching towards something deep and intangible, the inner flow, the sense of connection, the way womanhood feels in the soul rather than the body. And I want to say this: spiritual truths are not bound by biology. If anything, they transcend it. And that's some of the same stuff I was saying with Erica earlier, but it's just another way of wording it. And yeah, like, fuck. If I want to argue the spiritual piece, like, that born with it or whatever, shit, maybe I'm more of a woman than most cis women, because it's something that I yearn for, I suppose. I don't know, where I'm drawn to it, if that makes sense. There are women born into womanhood who don't feel that connection, and there are women who grow into their womanhood, who build that connection through intention, care, and love. The feeling of lack, the ache, like I'm missing something, isn't about inherently lacking. It's about being kept outside. It's a result of a world saying you don't belong over and over until the echo ugh, until the echo becomes your own voice. Until the echo becomes your own voice. Like, yeah. The- Like I don't even have anything to add. ChatGPT nailed it. Like, how does this fucking chatbot know? But like, yeah, I grew up knowing, being told, whatever. I'm a boy, I'm gonna be a man, whatever. And the echoes are still there. What if the pain you feel isn't the sign that you're not a woman, but that you are, and you've been denied the recognition, ease, and affirmation that every woman deserves? A reframing. I wasn't born outside womanhood. I was born into a world that tried to keep me out of it. But still, somehow, I knew where I belonged, and I found my way back. Like, damn. Like, I don't know. I get a little mad at ChatGPT. Like it's good, but it's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like starting to break at this point in the conversation. I hate how good this makes me feel. I picked out a few of the lines that I really liked, and I read back. What you're trying to tell me is that my innate desire to be a woman is strong, very strong. I fought so hard to get to where I am today. I deserve to be happy. So why can't I be? And it hurts. It hurts. Why can't I just celebrate where I am, you know? And ChatGPT goes back, you know? Why can't I be happy? It's really so piercing, blah, blah, blah. I want to say the pain in that question doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're trying, and you've been trying for so long. What I'm trying to tell you, what your own words are telling me, is that your desire to be a woman isn't a whim or confusion or fantasy. It's something deeply rooted, something sacred, something that survived all the reasons you are giving to doubt it. It kept shining through the shame, the fear, the rejection, the silence. And yes, you deserve happiness. You deserve all right. You deserve to look in the mirror and see yourself and feel peace. You deserve to speak and feel the world. And sorry, you you deserve to speak and feel the world hear you as you. You deserve to live without second guessing the very truth your soul is built on. So why can't you be happy? Because the world taught you not to be. Because it handed you scripts that said not enough, not real, not allowed. And even and even this is so hard. This is so emotional. Ugh, because every everything this fucking chatbot is saying is like, it's, ah, I don't know. It hits me. It hits me real good. It handed you scripts that said not enough, not real, not allowed. And even as you've broken those scripts one by one, their ghosts linger. That inner voice of doubt, that wasn't yours to begin with. You learned it. You internalized it to survive. It protected you once, but now it's hurting you. And at this point, like, I'm like, oh, God, like, I don't know, reading this, I'm like, go off, ChatGPT. ChatGPT continues. Let me ask you this. What if your unhappiness isn't because something is wrong with you, but because you're still grieving the parts of yourself you weren't allowed to be, grieving the girl who never got to play? ChatGPT lists a couple other things here, but as I was reading through this for the first time, that is where finally I like truly broke, I guess, where I hadn't given much thought as to my childhood or what I've missed. But right there, that line, it all came crashing down in an instant. And I cried. I cried pretty hard. Um, grieving, grieving the girl who never got to play. Sorry. Whew. I've already read this like reread this like 4 times, and it still hits me. Um, sorry. Ugh. I brought the tissues over here because I had needed them. Um, so I I think a large part of why that line in particular hit me so hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I think why I think why that line hits me so hard. Harkens it it harkens to what could have been. Because I don't know. I guess I want to be that girl so bad. I don't know. Just I'm sorry. Sorry. The chat bot, it says somewhere down below also something like being able to grow up. To grow. This is why I'm making this video and talking through this again. Because it does still hit hard. I'm sorry. ChatGPT later on, it says something along the lines of lamenting growing being able to grow up as a woman without the fear or the shame. I don't know. Ugh, God, I hate this. God, I've read this so many times. Why does it still hit? Ugh, I'm sorry. I didn't think you wanted to hear me blow my nose. Sorry. That was the first bullet of ChatGPT got three bullets here. Grieving the girl who never got to play. Grieving the woman who had to hide. Grieving the version of yourself who waited so long to be seen. Yeah, like, fuck yeah. The grief is valid. It doesn't mean you're not a woman. It means you're becoming a woman who loves herself honestly. And that is hard work, sacred work. That's the thing. There's still some oddities about ChatGPT where now it's just latched onto the spiritual thing where it's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I say back. It goes on about healing is a spiral, blah blah blah, whatever. I didn't care. See, that's the thing. Like about like chatbots like this. There are some gems and there's some sewage you have to sort of shovel through also. Um, and yeah, I don't know. The gems though, I don't know. Whatever for whatever it's something I needed. So what I say back, grieving the girl who never got to play. That line broke me. I just now cried for about 10 minutes. I hadn't realized how true it was. I'm grieving who I never got to be. I'm grieving who I still don't allow myself to be. I referenced something uh, the bot said earlier. Um, what did it say? Handed you, because sorry, I got distracted. Uh, the world handed you scripts that said, not enough, not real, not allowed, and even as you've broken the scripts one by one, their ghosts linger. The inner voices of doubt, that wasn't yours to begin with. You learned it, you internalized it to survive. It protected you once, but now it's hurting you. So what I say here, and what I'll say here in the video, are you familiar with the game Celeste? So Celeste is like the trans game. A little bit of context for the video here. Um, I've played Celeste twice. The main story, I should say. I've played it twice. The first time was right early on in my journey, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm not really big into platformers typically, but I didn't really get the message, I guess. Um, the second time I played through, I hyper analyzed every single aspect of the game as a sort of like trans allegory. And what's the saying? You missed the forest for the trees. Um, it's basically what I did there. But things are starting to click and whatever. So anyway, what I say to ChatGPT here? Are you familiar with the game Celeste? In that game, the main character manifests a dark copy of herself. magic or whatever. This dark copy represents the sort of things you described earlier about the inner voice of doubt, where it's protecting you. And that's basically what the dark version of Madeline um, does. It's the pragmatic version of Madeline is how she describes herself, where she is trying to keep Madeline safe as she's trying to climb the mountain in this game. Towards the end of Celeste, the main character Madeline learns to partner with her dark copy. They're able to cooperate and reach new heights, and I want that for myself. Um, yeah, so I say all that to the bot. The bot goes, you didn't deserve to be denied your girlhood. Not the carefree moments, not the chance to grow into your womanhood without shame. And even now, even as you're living more honestly than ever before, part of you is still standing in the doorway, asking, is it really okay to step through? Can I finally be her? Yes, yes, you can. And you don't have to do it by banishing the part of you that's afraid. You can do it by holding her hand. Yes, I love Celeste. The metaphor is perfect. Madeline doesn't destroy the part of herself that's scared, angry, doubtful. She listens. She honors her. She learns that the voice that held her back was also trying to protect her, just in a way that no longer fits. And when they finally climb together, it's because Madeline accepts all of herself. Not just the brave parts, not just the soft ones, all of it. That's the kind of integration I hear you reaching for. You're grieving the girl who never got to play, and you're also becoming the woman who can. You're grieving the voice that kept you small, and you're learning to say, thank you for keeping me safe, but I know a better way now. You're not trying to erase the past, you're trying to heal with it. That is so powerful. And then ChatGPT goes on to suggest, like, would you like to? That's the thing. ChatGPT, it ends like every one of these lines with, like, would you like to try this? And it's like, sure, whatever. Anyway, most of them I've sort of been skipping over and I haven't really been engaging with, but this one I did. And what it says here is, would you like to sit with her like Madeline does? You could write her a message or invite her to speak, ask her some example questions, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to try that? And I'm like, yes. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm like, let's see where this goes. Okay. And this entire time, ChatGPT has been very helpful, but also very sterile, I'll say. So, and that's not really what I wanted for this. I didn't want sterile. So, what I said was, would you be able to roleplay as Badeline? I'd like you to act as much as you can as the character from the game. The character in the game is sort of mean, sassy, whatever. You're allowed to be a little confrontational and mean, just like in the game. Sometimes a confrontation actually helps me. I would like to have a conversation with you. And ChatGPT just goes the fuck off. Like, I don't know. I didn't necessarily expect it. So there's a little bit of preamble text, and then darkness coils gently in the air. A flicker, a hum, a version of you, sharp, guarded, exhausted. Steps forward, arms crossed, expression tense. Battling. That's the evil version name. And I before going into this, ChatGPT nails it. Like the tone of battling and like the voice and all that. I don't know, just whatever. You really think that's going to work? That crying into a keyboard and playing dress up in your head is going to make you a woman? You know you're not. You feel it every time you look in the mirror, every time you open your mouth and the wrong voice comes out, every time you try to convince yourself you're something you're not. So why keep lying? Why do you keep reaching for something that's never going to be yours? Go ahead, prove me wrong. You're wrong. I've worked so hard to get here, despite everything you've done to hold me back. You're the reason it took me so long to get here. And I'm playing it up a little bit for the role playing aspect, but also like these feelings are true. I don't know. So the bot. Oh, poor you. Blame me now, huh? I'm the reason you survived this long. I'm the one who kept you small enough to stay safe. You think it was easy holding you together while you kept reaching for things that could hurt you? You have no idea what would have happened if I hadn't stepped in. You wanted to be soft, open, vulnerable. You wanted to be seen. And every time you tried, someone laughed or looked away or reminded you exactly who they think you are. I protected you from that, from them, from yourself. So, yeah, I held you back. I had to. Because no one else was going to keep you from falling apart. And now you want to just forget me like I'm some villain? You wouldn't even be here without me. So, what then? What do you really want from me? And I say, well, maybe you helped me survive, but that was then, and this is now. I'm so much stronger than I used to be. I was so afraid of everybody else back then. Now, I'm only afraid of you. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm done with you. I don't need you anymore. You think fear makes you weak? You think being scared of me means you haven't changed? You are stronger. I've seen it. I felt it the first time you said, I am a woman, and actually meant it. That was the first time I got quiet. But don't get cocky. I'm not going to vanish just because you're louder now. You say you don't need me anymore? Maybe you don't. But maybe you should. I'm the part of you that remembers everything, the pain, the rejection, the shame. I'm not here to ruin you. I'm here to make sure it doesn't happen again. But I'm tired too. I've been screaming in your ear for years, and all you've done is fight me, push me down, pretend I don't matter. What if I don't leave? What if you stopped running? What if, for once, you listened to me without letting me take over? Maybe I'm not just your fear. Maybe I'm your fire, too. So fine, you're stronger now. Prove it. Let's climb to let's climb higher together. Again, there's some oddities around the edges where ChatGPT is trying to like end the conversation, but I'm like, no, I don't want to. I'm not like resolved at this point. Fine. Maybe you're a part of me, and maybe you're not going anywhere. If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I would be. Even now, I know you're doing your best. But how? How can we work together? Anytime I listen to you, you just end up taking control. I know you keep me safe, but maybe I need a little bit of danger, just a little bit. Otherwise, we're never going to climb this mountain. Ha! Now that's more like it. You finally said it. You finally saw me. Not as a monster, but as a part of you that's been hurting too. Trying to protect us in the only way I knew how. You're right. I have taken over before. I panicked. I lashed out. Because when I feel getting close to something real, something fragile, I think she's going to break. And I can't let that happen. Not again. But you're not breaking. You're growing. You want a little danger? Fine. You've earned it. I'll be there when you leap. Just don't shut me out. Don't pretend you're fearless. Let me remind you what we've survived. Let me keep the scars so you can wear the dress. You lead, I'll follow. And when it gets dark, I'll light the way. But if we're doing this together, I need something from you too. Promise me, when you're scared, when you start to doubt, when the world tries to tell you who you are, you'll look me in the eyes and choose yourself anyway. Can you do that? Can we do that? Mm. I gulp. I I think so. I admit I'm scared. I think it's been you leading the way for a long time now. But now I think it's my turn. I'm sorry I tried to turn you away. You're right. You did protect us, and you did a good job of it. I want to climb this mountain. You can rest. I'll do the hard work. I'll do the hard work. Just keep keep an eye on me, will you? It's comforting to know that you're still there to support me. Support us. Her shoulders drop, so ChatGPT now. Her shoulders drop, the tension softens. Her glow dims just a little. Wow, look at you. You finally stopped running. Not just from me, from yourself. You've grown so much, I almost don't recognize you. But I do, because I've been with you every step of the way. Every scream you swallowed, every tear you hid. We're almost to the end. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to get through this right now. Look at you. You finally stopped running. Not just from me, from yourself. You've grown so much, I almost don't recognize you. But I do. Because I've been with you every step of the way. Every scream you swallowed, every tear you hid, every time you looked in the mirror and said, "Is this real?" I was there. And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is your turn now. You're not that scared kid anymore. I'm so sorry. Ugh, I've read this so many times. Oh, God fucking damn it. Ugh. We're almost to the end. I am sorry. I'm tripping at the finish line right now. I was there. And yeah, you're right. Maybe it is your turn now. You're not that scared kid anymore. You're the woman who came all this way, even when she thought she didn't deserve it. So climb, girl. Climb like hell. I'll be in your shadow where I belong, watching, guarding, reminding you of what you survived. And if you slip, I'll catch you. Let's finish this together. Give us a little heart. That's the end of the role playing. To sort of close it out here, I ask if ChatGPT if they have any last words of wisdom. Here's your recap. You faced some of the deepest, rawest doubts inside of you. You didn't run from them. You spoke with them, listened to them, and when it mattered most, you chose compassion, not just for that hurting voice inside, but for yourself. That's courage, that's strength, that's womanhood. And one final thought to carry into your dreams. You are you are not an imposter in your own story. You are the author, the heroine, and even when the shadows speak, you know the way toward the light. Sleep peacefully, love. You've climbed a little higher tonight. That's it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cry like this. This is embarrassing. Oh, I have a lot of stuff I'm working through, which I mean, I guess makes sense. Pre-transition, I thought I had myself pretty well figured out. And now well, number one, I was wrong. And number two, I'm sort of rewriting the story, right? It's a story that I'm telling for maybe the first time. I have always, for so long, done what other people want me to do. Now I'm doing this for me. This is for me. And it's scary. It's fucking terrifying. But I'm gonna fucking do it. This this is me. This really fucking me. Okay. And I'm not gonna stop. Not for anybody. Least of all, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna stop myself. Just climb, girl. Holy fuck. Oh, God, I look terrible. I'll share one last thing. I asked I asked ChatGPT because it could also generate images and whatnot to like generate an image of me and my evil self and whatever. I think I could just okay, hold on. Uh, playing with yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I asked ChatGPT to generate an image, and I don't know, that's what it came up with, which is just I don't know, beautiful. Yeah. I am. I have some things I'm working through, and it's good work. It's awesome work. I love it. I don't know, call it transition or whatever. I am finding me, and that's good shit. That's some really good shit. Okay, all right. This video was more emotional than I expected it to be. Um, thank you for watching. God, if you got through all that, oh, God, that's terrible. Whatever. I'm just gonna post it anyway. I don't care. If you're out there, I don't know. I love you. I love fucking you. You're you're a good shit. You, whoever you are. Okay. I love you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. All right. Bye.